let's talk about intermittent fasting, guys. A lot of you guys have been asking me questions about it. I have been putting some people on it, and so let's go. The most common intermittent fast right now is the 16-8, which means you are in the fasted state for 16 hours, and then you only eat your food in an 8-hour time frame. Hey, what's up YouTube? Christine with Gauge Girl Training here, an online meal planning and coaching service. I'm a food scientist and chemical engineer by training, and today we are going to talk about intermittent fasting. So let's get started. So you guys are probably wondering why I am filming this outside and not in front of my regular whiteboard or in my home office. And the reason for that is I have relocated, and I will be telling you guys all about the amazing things that are happening with that. A lot of good big projects coming up. I'm just thrilled to share with you guys, but Gauge Girl Training has relocated and I'm in the process of setting up my new facility, so you guys will see that in coming videos. But for now, let's talk about intermittent fasting, guys. A lot of you guys have been asking me questions about it. I have been putting some people on it, and so let's go. What is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is the process of going a certain period of time without food and then eating food in a very specific time window. So for instance, the most common intermittent fast right now is the 16-8, which means you are in the fasted state for 16 hours and then you only eat your food in an 8-hour time frame. The cool thing about intermittent fasting is that it has nothing to do with a caloric deficit. Zero to do with a caloric deficit whatsoever. What it does have to do with is changing your feeding window. Why is that significant? It is significant because changing your feeding window can have tremendous outcomes in your physique. It can get you out of plateaus. It can do a lot of different things, and I'm going to explain why. So the first thing with intermittent fasting and how it works is this. When you fast, your body is able to burn body fat that you are not typically able to burn when you are in the fed state. So the benefit of intermittent fasting is the principle that when you are fasted for a longer time period, your body has less insulin spikes. If you have fewer insulin spikes, your pancreas, which creates insulin. Now, why does our body create insulin? Our body creates insulin when we eat any carbohydrates, and this is how it works. So you eat food. When you eat carbohydrates, your body will have an increase in your blood sugar. What will happen is your pancreas will release insulin. Insulin will take the increased blood sugar out of your blood and shuttle it to your muscle cells or to your liver. Now, the problem is when your pancreas is spiking insulin, what's happening is your pancreas is not able to release the other hormone, which is glucagon. Glucagon is the hormone that will allow you to burn body fat. Now, the thing is, by intermittent fasting, what we are doing essentially is we're setting up your body so that you can burn fat longer and have fewer insulin spikes. If you have fewer insulin spikes throughout the day, so let's say you were eating over a 14-hour window, so let's say you get up at 5 a.m. and you're just eating until like late at night, and even if you're not in a caloric surplus, each time you eat, if that meal has carbs, your body's going to spike your insulin content. So if that is happening, if that is occurring, it is less overall time for your body to burn fat. So all that being said, that is the premise of how it works. Intermittent fasting is great for those of you who need boundaries. There are some of you who just eat too much. You eat outside of times when you're not supposed to be eating because you're just bored, or you feel entitled, or you just want to eat because you just feel like it, even though you know that you probably shouldn't be because you've already hit your calorie goals for the day. Intermittent fasting is great for those with insulin sensitivity. Intermittent fasting is great for those who have hit a plateau. There are several forms of intermittent fasting, some of which I think are a tad aggressive. and I wouldn't personally do, where there are some intermittent fasts where people will fast for 24 hours or longer. And for me, that's just not practical. That's not something that I would personally enjoy doing, but it works for some people. Now, we can talk more about intermittent fasting. I work with this very closely one-on-one with people on online coaching programs, or if you want to figure out what type of protocol would work best for you, we can talk about it for a consultation all over the phone. So that's just a brief overview of what intermittent fasting is. I will talk to you guys about it in more detail in future videos, but please leave your comments below for me so I can explain what's going on in more detail for you. So thanks for watching, guys. I have a million more announcements for you, but just stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one.